bit more with how that process goes. We also wish to request that we kindly put off our videos for the convenience of other participants in this session. Please let us have all our videos off. We do have a chat section. Please feel free to utilize it for any questions that you may be having so that we respond to them by the end of the session. Edwin is our facilitator for the day. Edwin is the Learner Management System Support Specialist in the Directorate. He will take us through this demo and he will provide us with opportunities to ask questions in between. And we are also encouraged to have some of those questions on the chat section, and we will look at them at the end of the session. So welcome once again, colleagues. I also wish to recognize the presence of our faculty deans. I can see Professor Chemorion, Dr. Mwangi, and Dr. Mohoho should be joining us. We also have our HODs here and other members of the ICT team who are supporting the process and who will also be available to support the examinations processes throughout the examination period. Sorry, Robert, I note your point on my breaking. I don't know if you have missed something, but basically I would wish to hand over this session to Edwin. But before doing so, kindly members, let's remember the basic etiquette of putting our mics on mute unless we are invited to speak so that we minimize noise on every participant. But then again, also kindly put your videos off. Let us have the videos off to minimize disruptions once again. Thank you, and you're welcome, Edwin.
Thank you, Grace. Maybe just before we start, I would like to request our heads of departments and the deans who are here, if I believe they have platforms on which they can reach the lecturers, maybe on WhatsApp, please advise them to join the meeting using their SPU email addresses. Because we are currently having a lot of disruptions with the ones trying to join using their Gmail accounts, and we may not be able to admit everybody as the training goes on. So kindly request them to join using their SPU email addresses. As mentioned by Grace, we are going to have a very simple demo this morning on the examinations process. And the main focus is on accessing submitted examinations, how to mark them, and how not to provide feedback to the students. So we are going to look at that. Just a moment, Grace.
Kindly, as we wait for Edwin to come back, please let us keep our mics on mute. Ruth Njoki Campbell, kindly mute your microphone. Okay. We have also requested that participants have their videos off. Okay, on Dr. Ndavula, I've seen your comment on lecturers who are waiting to join using personal emails. Kindly let us encourage them to use their St. Paul's University email addresses. Why? Because even for them to access these portals, even for examination purposes, they will still be required to use their ASP and STP login credentials. So kindly let's have everyone join in using the personal, rather the work email address. Thank you. Is having videos off and the same as putting off the cameras? Yes, kindly. Let's have those ones off. So as Edwin gets back to us, perhaps I can also mention that the registrar will be joining us to update us on what the arrangement is. But as it is right now, the examinations office will be in charge of dispatching examinations to the students, and our role as lecturers will be to access those ones for marking and grading and the rest of the process that ends with submission to the examinations office. On the day of that exam, there is likelihood that some students will struggle here and there with accessing the examinations and will be reaching out to you as their course instructor to assist. That will now be handled by the heads of department. So in case your class reaches out to you and is struggling to access their examination, kindly reach out to the head of department, and the head of department will assist with ensuring that students have access to that examination. We also see a request to allow lecturers to join. Some are being denied access. Perhaps those are the ones with their using their personal email addresses. We want to encourage everyone to use their SPU email address. Kindly let's advise them as to do the same. Edwin, when ready, please let me know so that you can take up the session. There's also a comment from Vanessa, who is asking about students who last semester were having delays in receiving exams and some were given extensions. Will we consider the deadlines this term? The arrangement that is in place currently is that students will have 24 hours to respond to the exam questions. So all examinations will be dispatched or activated at 8 o'clock in the morning and will expire the following day at 8 o'clock in the morning. So they have 24 hours to take their examinations, and therefore after deliberations, it was deemed to be adequate for students who even experience partial delays to complete their examinations. However, if we have extreme circumstances such as power outages like we experienced last semester in one of the days, at that point a decision will be made and it will be communicated. But as at now, the 24 hours have been deemed to be sufficient for students to respond. We have a few people who are unable to join. I think that is what Edwin is taking care of. I can see Joyce Mbaya. She has managed to join in. Karibu. Those with cameras, kindly, we are requesting that you switch these ones off. At the bottom of your screen, there is an icon that has something like thank you. All right, now we don't have anyone with cameras that are on. On sharing the recording with lecturers who are not able to join, yes, this will be done as soon as we are out of this session. We now have a dedicated YouTube channel for lecturers, and that is where we will find all these demo recordings. So this one will be available there for anyone who will not manage to join us or someone who will miss out on something. They can refer to that. Dr. Kome, we will share the link. Edwin, are you ready now?
Yes, we can start. I was transferring ownership of the meeting from one of my colleagues to another person who will help me with managing the meeting. So
right.
As I had indicated to our heads of departments and the deans, kindly encourage our lecturers to join using the SPU email addresses. Sometimes back we had a very funny incident where we had somebody who we still suspect was from outside St. Paul's University in our trainings, and this being an examination process, we do not want foreigners to join us. So kindly encourage them to join using their SPU email addresses because those with personal email addresses will not be allowed in. As I had mentioned, I will start with how to access submitted examinations. I'm sharing my screen right now. My screen is shared now. Grace, can you confirm?
Yes, Edwin, it's visible.
Thank you. So I will not go through the process of accessing the course because right now I'm very sure majority of us are fully aware of how to get that. So I'll go to my courses and then just under the here you choose or you select the course you want to access. So that is the course I want to access. And our examinations will be appearing as an assignment. And in that assignment, I believe the examination office will name it as the end of semester exam or whatever name they choose to give it. But to note is that the examinations will be appearing the same way assignments do appear. So once you have the assignments there, or you have the examination there, at this point, there are two ways in which you can access those examinations. At this point where you are seeing the number of students who have submitted and those who have not submitted, you click on it. And once you click on it, it will open this window for you. Up here, where we have the grading action, you choose, you click on choose, and then you click on download all submission. The very first option up here, download all submissions. So once you have that, you click on it, and it will automatically download that work into your machine in a zipped folder. This zipped folder now contains all the work of the students who have submitted their examinations. So that is how you access the submitted exams. That is the first way. The second way, so the second way in which you can access that is you click on this part here at the top. It will open for you this window here, where you will get the copy of the examination here and the date it was due. You will see the number of participants who have submitted and all that information. Then once you are here, you scroll down and click on View All Submissions. Once you click on View All Submissions, it will take you now to the place where we are, and you can click on Choose, and then you download all the submissions. Alternatively, once you are here, on the right side of the screen, you scroll down to where we have the administration of the course. Down here, we have the option of downloading all submissions. So for me, I prefer the very first one, where I just need to click on the tests, not tests, sorry, but I just click on the list of the students who have submitted. It will take me directly to where the assignments are, and I just click on that and download all the submissions. That is the first part of the training on how to access the submitted exams. Then the second part is how to mark online and offline. So if you prefer to mark the assignments online, we have the first presentation here. You come to this option of grade. You click on it. Once you click on it, it will open the student's work here. You just download that and you mark that work and you put in the grade. Alternatively, you can, just a moment. Alternatively, using the very same option here of the grading action, you can click on Choose and click on downloading the grading worksheet. Once you have that grading worksheet, it's an Excel document that is in form of a CSV document, which has these columns here. We have the identifier. I will explain what each of them means. The identifier here is a unique number that every student has been given in that course, showing the class number. So we have the first participant, who is 280, 652, 651, and 653. Then we have the names of the students. We have the status of the submission. Then we put the grade at this column here. So there's this column of grade. This is where you put the grade, and we have the maximum grade. And we also have the grade can be changed, and all this other information there. So once you have this, once you mark your work, you just need to put the grades the students have scored on this Excel sheet, and you will be able to upload that in the portal. Alternatively, the same can be sent to the examinations office. You can submit this document to the examinations office for their records. So after you have done that, grading that work, we have already downloaded the assignment for the students who want to grade. So this is what they have sent. Up here, as a Word document, you click on Enable Editing so that you're able to make changes. Once you are there, you have this student's work. You come to the review point here. Once you review, you click on Track Changes. Then once you are there, you have two options here. One is Log Tracking, and then we have Track Changes. So you enable Track Changes. You click on that, and once you are there, you will now be able to make comments, and whoever is looking at that work, if there are any issues later, you'll be able to see the comments you made on that student's work. So we have this here, the new comment. Probably I had told them to format. I tell them this is well formatted. However, you need to reduce the font size. So you make the comments for the students, and once you have done that, we just need to close it and save the changes. This works for you if you are marking the assignments one by one. If you want to mark the assignments all of them offline together, and then you upload the feedback to the students. You open those assignments using this zipped folder. So I have my zipped folder here with all the assignments. So I double click on it. It will open using this software we call WinRAR. So if you don't have WinRAR on your machine, please make sure you install that. So it has a folder containing every student's work. So maybe I want to mark this assignment here. And I open that. That is the assignment, the work or the examination. This is the examination script of the students. Probably it's also had a lot of formatting. So you just enable editing there. Then you come to review. Then you come to track changes. You enable that, and then you are now able to make comments. So probably at the top here, at the title, you can probably make a comment or even enter that. You will note that this point here has turned red. It will be showing us all the changes that have been made on that document. So I probably look at this, make a comment here, and say something like use alphabetical numbering for your work. So I go through the entire work. Probably the assignment was out of 30. The student probably has scored 25 or 20 out of 30. So this is the total grade, and they'll be able, whoever is looking at your work will be able to see all these comments that you have made on the student's work. Once you are done, you just click on close, then you click on save. Once you are there, if you come back to your zipped folder here, you will find that it is prompting you. You have made changes or file, this and this was modified. Do you wish to update it in the archive? We click on yes. Once we click on yes, if we get back to that document here, it's on my downloads. So I just go to the downloads. This is the work. I have marked the last assignment here. So if I double click on that and open it, you will note that the last time it was modified was today at 10:57 a.m. If you click on it, you will be able to see this is a change that was made on the work. And then if you come to review and you click on show comments, you'll be able to see all the comments that have been made on that work. So basically, that is how you also mark your work. The other part is accessing the grade books. These grade books will be accessed once you have marked all the work, the assignments, and the examinations, and you want to now download that grade books to send to the examinations. For the main examinations, you need to send this part that has the grading for the last examination. So this is the document that you're going to send to the examinations office, the one that has the grades for every student and the maximum grade. It has all the details. You'll be able to send this to the examinations office. The other grading grade book contains the assignments. Those are the cards that you have given. So to access that, we have our unit here. We have our unit there. So I scroll down to where I have administration. Then we have the grades, not administration, sorry, the navigation. We have the grades. You click on grades, it will open a different window on this end that has the students' work. You'll be able to see here. And on the left side, you have the option of downloading that under administration. So under administration, you scroll down to where you have the export option. You click on export, then you click on Excel spreadsheet. Click on that Excel spreadsheet, and you will have this option of downloading. You click on download, ensure that all the works that you have given and graded are ticked, and then you click on download. Once you click on the download option, you'll be able now to see the course or the all the marks of the students on that portal there. So you will find that the document here, it has the email addresses of the students, so you can be able to filter the student numbers from here because all of them have their students numbers, and you find the examinations, the assignments marks, and the total for the assignments that you have given. Then you'll be able to edit if need be. So basically, to avail that to the examinations office, you just need to attach this on an email and send to the exams office, unless they have given other instructions. Grace, I think that is all for now, unless there are other questions.
Thank you, Edwin, for that presentation. We have a number of things that have come up on the chat, and I'm going to read them so that you can respond to them. So I think there are issues to do with projects. Mercy Gashier, I don't know if she has managed to come in, but that's something we need to respond to on how research projects will be handled. And I've seen Dr. Ndavula also following up on that. But I think projects are being treated same way as other examinations. I think some of the students have already started working on those projects, and the whole issue is just how will they be submitted. I think that is something that can be taken care of so that they are submitted just like any other normal exam on the time that has been prescribed, or rather on the day prescribed on the timetable. I don't know, but I don't know if that's sufficient, but perhaps that's also an issue we need to look into. Jane Vanessa is saying that when she downloaded the cards, even though she requested she enabled the editing, it only appeared as read only. That also meant that she could not put the comments in the papers. What does she do? And then Musioki is asking, what about if one's laptop cannot download WinRAR? What other option is available? Perhaps, Edwin, you can respond to those. And Rose has said you were too fast. Perhaps we can receive areas that you would want a rerun of very fast. Issues to do with conversion of marks. If you can see that comment from Reverend Kilu. And Reverend Kiboi is saying that we may need to repeat this, but this time demonstrate one by one. Professor Ikenye is talking about the V-learning portal and the e-learning portal, and the use of the same protocols. Yes, if you are teaching distance learning programs, you will do your work on the e-learning portal. If you're on any other mode of study, then you do your work on the V-learning portal. Edwin, perhaps you can take those ones as I read through the rest. But there's a general comment that was fast, and perhaps members feel that there would be need for us to do a rerun of the same. I don't know. Edwin?
Thank you, Grace, for that. I want to first respond to the issue on WinRAR. I'm trying to locate a link that I have shared with the lecturers who have reached out to me that has a direct link of downloading that WinRAR. I want to post it on the chat so that people can make use of that. That should not take me so much time. Okay, I seem to have missed it. So I want to post that in just a moment. So on the chat section, for those who are saying they can't download WinRAR, there is the link to download WinRAR. So that is the link. The other thing, the other comment was that I was too fast. So maybe if you can clarify the areas where you need me to go over again, then I will go over them. The session was also recorded and it will be posted on the YouTube channel in the course of the day. The link to the YouTube channel, again, I'm posting that on the chat section. So just a moment. You will find more resources, more videos on this YouTube channel here. So I want to post that, and the recording will be accessible on that channel in the course of the day. So that is that. Grace, is there something else you had mentioned that I need to go over again?
Basically, it was no, just members feeling that that was too fast and perhaps there are areas they have missed. But you have addressed the one on WinRAR. And then there's one that Jane Vanessa had raised that even though she had activated enable editing, it would still appear as read only, and therefore she was not able to put comments in the papers.
Okay, what you do in such a case, that means that the student on their end, as they saved their work, they blocked people from editing their work. So what you do in such a case, you just need to copy the entire student's work and paste it in a new document, and you save that so that you are able to see or you're able to hide or you're able to make comments on the student's work. So that is that. You just need to copy paste that work. If you are not able to make comments or you are not able to edit even after enabling editing, you just copy that work, paste it in a new Word document, and then you'll be able to make comments on that work. I hope that is clear, Jane.
Okay. And then Dr. Ndavula is talking about submission of CAT gradebook and exam gradebook, or whether both of them are submitted at once. Well, I think this is where, okay, CATs come before the exam gradebook. I think this one should be submitted all at once. I've also seen a comment down there from a registry staff on how we should go about submitting these ones, but I think it does no harm in submitting all of them together. And Peter is asking, how do you attach the CAT grades to email from the zip file? Edwin, you can note that. And then we have an issue of the students who take photos, which cannot take comments as in Word documents. What do we do? Again, Edwin, please take note of that.
Okay.
Andrew is talking about arts that were marked out of 20 and the system is set out of 30. Perhaps you can revisit that area where one is able to manipulate the marks that they would need for a particular task. And then perhaps you can take those ones, the three issues, as we read through the rest.
So on the first one, on attaching zipped folders, If you have all your work in a zipped folder, you just need to double click on it and you will be able to attach that. Let me share my screen. So Grace, confirm that my screen is visible.
Yes, I can see it.
Thank you. So on my email here, I just need to compose, and I come to this point where we attach documents. So you click on attach files, and then this is the document I want to attach. If you just click on it and click open, it will be automatically uploaded to your email, and you'll be able to send that. So I believe I've answered the person who asked that. Then on picture assignments, we have received several, and how you go about them, you just need to open the pictures. Just a moment, let me show you with the practical case here. We have main exams, not there, sorry. So these are students who have sent their work in form of a diagram. So what I do, I open a blank Word document. That is the blank Word document I have there. Then I come to this. I just need to right click on that, copy. I need to open it first, sorry. Let's give it time. So we have the image here. So if I come to this point of edit, you just right click on the image and you are able to copy. I just copy that. Then I paste this on this Word document. Once you have that there, you now be able to make comments. You just come to the review point here, then you track the changes, and then you put in your comments where you want to put them. I hope that is clear. On the other thing is changing marks. We have our assignments here, and you want to change, probably the default is usually out of 30, but you want it out of 20 or maybe out of 60. So you come to this point here of the cut, and then you click on edit, then you click on edit settings. Then once you are there, you scroll down to where you have the grade, this option of grade here. Then you click on grade. Then at this point here, you will note that some grades have already been awarded, so the grade type cannot be changed. So if you have already graded your work, you cannot change the grade. But if you have not graded your work, at this point here, this maximum grade point will be blank. So you'll be able to make the changes from here. I hope that is also clear. Grace?
Thank you, Edwin. Then we have the issue on students not seeing their marks. How will lecturers ensure that even after they upload their work, students will not be able to see the marks? I think that's something that you may need to recap on. And also the issues of notifying students. Ida is saying that when grading, usually the portal asks you to notify students. When it comes to exams, should the students be notified? Perhaps you can just mention that. And then Elizabeth is saying that the Excel sheet captures the students' names. Is it possible to display the student numbers also? And Wanjiko is also saying that the Excel worksheets give her an error saying that the file exceeds the maximum size for new files. What can be done? And then there are requests for us to repeat the introduction. It went too fast. Again, the issue of exams, students not seeing their exam marks. Perhaps you just do a recap of that, Edwin.
Grace, I didn't quite get that. Grace?
I think the request is for you to do a recap of how do we ensure that when students upload their marks, students do not see their marks.
Okay.
And then the Excel sheet, the grade book, can it capture the student numbers? And then what happens when it says that the file is too, or rather it exceeds, when it records an error and says that it's too huge? What do we do? The maximum size.
So I want to respond to the issue on the Excel sheet, capturing the student number. This is something we will need to explore. We have not done that, but the students' numbers will be there in the form of the email addresses. There are very few students who use the Gmail addresses on the site. We usually reject them. So you get the students' numbers on the emails part, and you can be able to extract the students' numbers from there. The other issue is on students not being able to see their grade. If we do not want the students to view their grades, which we don't want them to do, immediately the exam has been done or the deadline has lapsed for the students to submit the exams, what you do is, I'm sharing my screen. At this point of editing, you just click on it and you hide that. Once you hide that, it will not be available on the side of the student. So if I come to this point here and I get in as this student down here, they should not be able to see their grade. So that is how you do that. Once you have downloaded all the work, you hide that assignment. So just a moment so that I can show you. So once you hide, if you get now on the side of the student, you will note that the cat has disappeared from their side. It's no longer there. So they will not be able to see the grades. Grace, I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. Perhaps before you move away from that, Joyce, if you can also give a response to that. Joyce Mbaya of Exams Office.
Hello, Grace. Give a response to what?
Same issue Edwin was talking about, students not being able to see their grades. Is there another technique?
Yes, we've had discussions with James of the ICT on, first of all, the exams will be uploaded by the examination office team. So we shall put in the prerequisite restrictions to ensure that the students will not be able to see the marks, first to see the exam before the time. And once they post and the lecturers mark, they shall not be able to see the comments or to see the marks. But for this to happen, we should not mark the exams before the time, the 8 to 8, 24-hour time lapses. So marking should begin after the time has lapsed for the exams. Thank you, Grace.
I think, Joyce, to be on the safe side, can you also restrict the lecturers from accessing those marks or those examinations before the lapse of that time?
Maybe we shall rope you in, then we can discuss that with you also, and James and the ICT team on how we can go about that. Will you be available, Edwin?
You just give me a date and time. I will avail myself.
Thank you.
Okay, so Edwin, carry on. I think on the issues of the grade book, those have to do with the default setting. I think that is something we can do outside this particular forum. And then I've also seen a request on the marking scheme. This is from Jane Vanessa. I think what she means is the grading rubric and whether it can be shared. Yes, that will also be made available to all. On the matter projects, I've seen Mercy, the registrar, also comment that they should be treated like all the other exams, and therefore they'll be submitted through the portal and marked online. And we expect that those ones also will be submitted as per the examinations timetable. The YouTube channel link has been provided, and also the link to the WinRAR, those who wish to download. We are still populating the lecturer's YouTube channel. We have a few resources there, and this recording is one of the resources that will go in there, and therefore you should be able to access those by clicking on that link. On issues of hiding marks from the students, that has been addressed. Issues of students not seeing their marks, that has been addressed. How do we update the gradebook after marking the exam? Again, Edwin, there's that coming up as well. I think Dr. Kiboy, you did indicate that Joyce had has responded to your question. Issues of students seeing marks again. I think it was a concern for everyone that has been addressed, and there will be default settings to that effect so that students are completely locked out of that. You can imagine what we would have to deal with if students saw those marks before they go through the due process. How do we submit the final mark sheets? I think I'll invite Joyce to respond to that. How are we submitting the final mark sheets? So after lecturers have graded their work, what is the process thereafter? Students, exams office shall send a message to students as per the exam TT. Okay, I know there's communication going out to students, and there will also be communication going out to lecturers. Students who will be sending photos, I think that has been addressed. Changing marks from 30 to 20, that has again been addressed. There are lecturers who have requested students to send them projects on email. How do we harmonize this? Who will create the submission links for projects now that some projects weren't submitted to exams office? I think Dr. Ndavula, those particular lecturers need to be advised that the central medium of uploading examinations and marking and grading is purely the portals and nothing short of that. So we need to reach out to those lecturers and ensure that we're actually doing the right thing. And I'm sure we all understand why it has to be done that way. Remember, examinations are very sensitive and delicate, and we need to ensure that everything moves on seamlessly. Those who missed the demo at the very beginning, this recording will be provided on the YouTube channel as soon as we are done with this, and you will be able to access it from that place. I see the voice from the exams office saying that we cannot have examinations on emails. And Joyce, I think the comment that you have provided on lecturers not beginning marking before the 24 hours elapse should also be communicated to lecturers, just in case one finds themselves able to view the examinations. But like Edwin has indicated, we can activate a default setting so that that is also unavailable to lecturers. Can you hide the marks retrospectively? That's from Ngure. I'm not sure I understand what that is. Edwin, I don't know if you also get that. Some projects are beyond the 2 GB allowed on the V-Learning portal and may need to be sent over email or Dropbox, or we transfer etc. I think, Tim, let's pick that one up. I think that's a legitimate concern. Let's see what can be done. The issues of students seeing their grades, perhaps, I think now we have reassurance that since these are default settings that are being worked on, that will be taken care of. So it shouldn't worry the lecturer so much. So that is work that is in progress. There is an option to notify students on submissions. That has to be a no. Yes, the default settings will take care of that. I hope, Tim, we are taking note of some of these things so that we go and counter check that that is actually how it is. So the 2 GB, yes, that will be looked into. The YouTube channel link, Edwin, kindly provide it once again. Will exam guidelines be sent to all lecturers? Mercy is here. She will respond to that or advise us on way forward. The gradebook and how to take care of the examination settings. I think that is also work that should happen in the back end. Again, let's take note of that. Practicum marks, how do we put them in the portal? That's easy. The unit usually is allocated to the head of department. And therefore, I think marks should be submitted to the head of department and then they are entered there. Or it can actually be assigned to you as a course, but I find that other one working smoothly, where the head of department is in charge of the practicum. And I think that is how it has always been. Great. So, Tim, those are the issues I've picked from the chat section, and I see quite a good number have been responded. For those who have lost out on a bit that has been covered, please make reference to this recording. It will be made available to you. At this point, let me invite Mercy Gashie to also just respond to some of those issues that touch on the examinations office. Mercy.
Thank you, Grace. Actually, I just responded to Dr. Muga. And yes, the exam guidelines are going to be sent to all lecturers. We had already sent out the guidelines earlier, but those few changes, like who's going to be sending out or uploading the exams, and that's going to be sent out to them, also with a reminder that Joyce mentioned that the exams should not start, they should not start marking before the exam period is over. So yes, the exam guidelines are going to be sent out again this week to all lecturers. I'm not sure there was anything else I had not responded to. I think the exams team has been responding to them, as I can see. Joyce reminding us that the grade book does not consolidate the marks. That is the 50 or 60 or 70. And the total exam marks for a unit should contain the coursework marks and the exam marks out of 100. And I think it had been responded to earlier. I don't know whether there's anything else or the team has picked up something that I have not seen. I think that was the main one, Grace. Yes, we will recirculate the guidelines with a few revisions that are there, and the contact people should any problem arise. We will also have the ICT team on standby, particularly for things that require any IT support. So they will also be on standby. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you, Mercy. Any of the deans perhaps who has something they would wish to mention before we close the session?
I'm not a dean, Grace, but there's a step that I think was not widely addressed, and that's the question that Jane Vanessa and asked. Edwin, if you could maybe assist many lecturers, because I had such a problem until I sought someone to assist me. Well, once you download all submissions and they appear on your download folder, to extract, you may use the WinRAM that you said, or you may right-click on the folder and then it extracts all the file. Otherwise, if you don't do that, they will go to some root in your computer where you can't access them. And that's a problem I had until I was assistant. And probably that will make things easy, even for Jane, what you're saying that the student may be having some command. It's not about the student. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kibinji. Edwin?
I'm not very sure I understand the issue here, because once you have all your work in that zipped folder, you do not need to extract. You can work on it as it is on that zipped folder. The only time you may need to extract is if you are not using WinRAR, and WinRAR is an open source software which is very easy to use, and it will also help you in terms of saving that work. The other way, if you do not have WinRAR, it will frustrate you as you try to save that work and re-upload again to the system. But with WinRAR, you'll be able to save the changes in the exact same folders that are there in the archived file, Daktari.
That's what I'm saying. The other alternative, if you don't have those downloads, you can just right-click and it will give you an option for extracting the files. And it serves the same purpose. I think that we are speaking the same language, but in different channels. Thank you.
Okay. All right, I'm seeing like we're coming to the end. There's a question on whether students should be given marks for the last cut. Last semester, we did not, but I've seen Dr. Mwangi respond and say, yes, we are providing feedback for all cuts that have been taken this semester. So I wish to close the session unless somebody has a question. Kindly feel free to unmute the mic on your end and go right ahead.
Yes,
Joyce?
Grace.
Yes.
Yeah. Perhaps the question, what I need clarity on about the grade book is because I have noticed that it does not consolidate the marks, like out of the 60, 50, 70 for the coursework, and then now for the exam out of 30. So that might give us a problem because we shall not get the marks the way they're supposed to be. Coursework 70, exam 30. So that is what I was asking. How can we have that done on the portal?
Okay, I get what you're saying, Joyce. Can we say we handle that out of this forum? Let's see if we can do this behind the scenes.
Maybe Grace just mentioned, people should not confuse between the V-Learning, e-learning, and the staff portal. I believe the grades still have to be put in the e-learning on the staff portal, the normal way we do every semester. So, and that usually gives that breakdown. But in terms of having all these issues on the e-learning and V-Learning portal, we may not be able to fully customize it as the users prefer, because once we move away from this and get back to the normal times, then again we need to start reconverting them to the normal way. So let people do the conversion the way they usually do it offline and put those marks on the staff portal.
Okay. From what I'm gathering from
Grace.
the yes, Dr. Kuria, carry on.
Edwin, is that what we shall submit to the exam office? What you have just last said? What we do on the staff portal?
Yes, that would be submitted unless the examinations office has changed that process. I still believe we need to put marks on the staff portal. Joyce,
Yeah,
maybe you can clarify whether that has been changed.
No, nothing has changed besides us posting the exam on the portal as the exams office. All the other exam procedures will go on, whether online or offline, even when we start the face-to-face exams. So everything flows as it used to be.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That answers a lot of questions because that will be the normal way we do it.
Okay, so that's that.
Grace, can I add something?
Please go on.
Mine is just to inform the lecturers that we will be uploading these exams way in time before the D-Day. So they'll start seeing exams in the portal from Thursday. Kindly do not change the settings because we will put restrictions as to when the students can access them. So please do not touch any button as concerns the settings that we'll have put in place. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Matthew. Yes, go on, Dr. Ndavula.
Maybe this to the registrar. We, as HODs, we are receiving requests for changing the timetable even today. And some students are very genuine. They have like 4 courses in a day. Yet soon the exam office will begin uploading exams on the portal. So how do we reconcile this? I think that's a question that has not been answered.
Good question. Mercy, you can respond to that.
Okay, Dr. Ndavula, we had given adequate time for the timetable to stabilize, for the students to give feedback on their timetables. And we'd requested them to go through the HODs, and we worked on that. And we thought we have now finished because the timetables have already been set up on the students' portals. I think that's something we need to take up with you off the meeting so that we are able to figure out which units are actually affected and see the best way forward. Because that communication was supposed to have come back to us mid-August so that we can finalize, which we have done. So can we pick that up with you after this meeting, please?
Grace.
Yes, go on, Dr. Mongi.
Just something I would want to suggest regarding what Matthews has already pointed out with issues of interference by the respective lecturers, either by mistake or something. I'm suggesting if there's a way that that can be locked for all as a default, that would be better, because sometimes somebody may not actually be wanting to interfere, but because you're accessing the system, you end up clicking something. I'm just using that as a way of trying to show, and then in the process you end up having, affecting. So if the exam itself, there's a way that there should be a default that I can't interfere with it before I'm allowed in, then that would may help in this case.
I concur. Yes, that is something worth exploring so that we close any gaps that may be there. I totally agree.
Grace, so, is it also possible to assign the exams a lecture? Like, for example, we've been having topics 1 to 13 for each week. I don't know how it has been with others, but is it possible to assign the exams a certain topic so that if we have a number, someone knows that this number should not touch it until such a time in recognition of what Dr. Mongi is saying?
Mm-hmm. Joyce perhaps can respond to that. My imagination is that the exam will be falling under a different week, the same way you're saying. Perhaps Joyce can let us know if there's an alternative arrangement, Joyce?
Yeah, yes, what you're saying is true. We shall place the exam on the very last topic because we shall be super users. So we'll be able to go into all the portals, the units, into all the units. So the exam will be placed in the last topic. So if your last topic was maybe on 10, the exam will be on 11. If you've done the 13, then it will be on the 14, on topic number 14. So that is how we shall place the exams, as the very last activity for that unit.
Okay, so then that sorts it out. Thank you. All right. We wish to finish. We wish to stop at this. However, I have a strong feeling, something inside me tells me, and I'm receiving lots of calls and text messages from our colleagues who are requesting for a rerun of the same process. So Edwin, I do have a suggestion that we close this meeting and stop this recording. And then we have a rerun of the issues that we've talked about, which ideally will take less than 10 minutes. And then we do a fresh recording for that short session that basically highlights these issues that our lecturers need to learn as far as the examination process is concerned. I hope that is agreeable so that those who joined late do not feel left out, and that we are also, so that we also move together as we prepare for the examinations. At the end of the week, we have a demo for students where we will take them through what they are required to know as far as doing the examinations are concerned. And I may just need to say that we had not planned for many sessions this week as far as refresher demos are concerned. There's quite a bit that is going on right now with the Commission for University Education actually wanting to know what has been happening with regards to virtual teaching and learning. So we are a bit engaged, but we will consider doing a rerun of this and do a short recording of that so that anybody who needs to make reference to that, then they're able to do that on the YouTube channel. I think we can do a closing prayer. And then Edwin, kindly let's stay on and do another short demo on just the issues that need to be understood. And for those who wish to remain for that second demo, please feel free to do so. If with what you have gathered so far, you're good to go, please feel free to drop out as well. I wish to request Dr. Kidhinji to close for us with a word of prayer. Dr. Hari, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Shall we pray? Holy God, we thank you for this time that you have brought us. Thank you for being with us throughout the semester, the engagements we've had with our students, and the process of learning and the exchanges that have occurred. Thank you, Lord, for allowing us as a university online this semester. And thank you for the achievements that we have gained. Even now, as we approach the exams, we commit this entire season into you. The Lord, you guide us and direct us according to your ways. We pray that, Lord, there will be minimized tension among our students, and that this will be another smooth process for which we shall jump, leap, and give you glory and honor. Bless now and for the rest of the day. Hear this and all our other prayers, for we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. So Edwin, kindly end the recording and let's start the next presentation in a minute. Please feel free to leave